Stand by the rod of the apostolic. I move you forward. Move into your destiny.
The first thing that the prayer that engenders dominion produces is access to the voice of God. If God is not speaking into your life, you'll be in trouble. It is by prayer that divine purposes are born. When a man who dominates by prayer is praying, one of the things that he catches from the realm is the voice of Yahweh.
We'll go back to square one. Refuse. When that distraction comes, shut it down. Because what the devil is doing, he wants to cause abortion. So you will lose that body. And then you go back and you start struggling with discipline. Trying to use discipline to pray for 2 hours, for 3 hours. That 10 hours you are praying for, and you say we are praying now for 7 hours. Some people enter their room, they come out after 2 weeks. The lowest level of spiritual transaction is discipline. There's a realm called life. And when you enter the realm of life, you interact with things like hunger, like body. And you can run on the economy of a body until you become a ranking man in the spirit. The office of a guardian. Do you know why many families fail? It's because there are no guardians. A man is not permitted to marry until he has become a guardian. You know, marriage is not taught from a kingdom context. So when you go for marriage seminars, they are telling you garbage. Things like marry your friend. Marry who you love. Marriage is about happiness. That's what they hear. It's Western civilization. Before a man says he wants to marry, ask him, are you a guardian? Can you keep the woman? Before you tell a man, make sure you are happy. Ask him what makes him happy. Because the man you are saying be happy, you don't know what makes him happy. If you hear what makes him happy, you may start repenting that you said that. Before he tells you, if somebody offends me and I keep malice, if I don't keep malice for 1 month, I'm not happy. And then you told him be happy. That means marriage is for guardians. That's why Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 11 from verse 1 to 4. He said the success of marriage is on the strength of the priesthood. The same way Christ was submitted to God. That's how the man is submitted to Jesus. And the woman is submitted to the man. So if there's no priesthood in marriage, it must fail. If the people like, they should be best friends. Because a spirit can enter. A man who can't keep watch over his own soul wants to add another soul. I would have shown you this 5 kingdom pillars for marriage. 5. You'll be shocked. And then you'll say, are you married? How do you know? We talk mysteries and wisdom among them that are perfect. We don't need to be married to know it. Wisdom is a body of reality. Because Paul was not married, yet he taught all the principles. It's a body of reality. Because the guy who is saying get married, make sure marriage is about happiness, he doesn't know that one of the pillars of marriage is that it's a platform to be conformed to the image of the Son. Meanwhile, getting conformed to the image of the Son is not a happy enterprise. It's a chiseling enterprise. So while your wife is disrespectful and you are angry, God is teaching you patience and long suffering. So your wife will not stop until you master long suffering. The day you graduate into long suffering and patience, the angel will minister to your wife. And your idea is to be happy. So you are looking for a woman who is timid. And that timid woman will fertilize your ego and pride. Your ego and pride will grow until the day you are leaving this world, you look like a demon, not Christ. So God will deliberately allow you to marry that woman to trouble your pride until you come to him and say, Father, help. When you say help, God will turn your attention from your wife and face you. When you are able to deal with pride, deal with ego, and you become patient, naturally your wife will cultivate submission. And then you say, what happened? That time God is dealing with you, is dealing with her. It's a platform to conform you to the image of the Son. And it's chiseling. The garbage of man is much. I want to marry who I love. He didn't say marry who you love. He said love who you marry. Because your choice is an act of worship. So marriage is a channel of worship. When you choose his choice, you have worshipped him. It's not a song. Worship is not a song. Worship is the ability to consistently choose the choice of God. Not my will, but thine. So you are looking at that tall, elegant person. Then you now say, the one I have for you on the shelf is black. And she's short. So you will pray in tongues for 6 months. When you now say, is thy will, Father, you have worshipped. Your marriage is relevant. I don't love her. Who did God say? If God says she's the one, cultivate love. Love is not a feeling, it's a choice. 18 people garbage in marriage seminars, and then divorce rate is increasing. Our fathers who didn't go for marriage seminars had better homes. Funny. So funny. Should I add another capsule? Marriage is kingdom infrastructure for preserving spiritual heritages and dynasty. So you can trace the genealogy of Jesus from Adam. The reason is because God coordinated it. God uses marriage to coordinate inheritance. So when he's telling you the man to marry or the woman to marry, there is something he's transferring through your ancestry. He's hiding a virtue there. You want to go and pick a harlot because she's fair and her build-up does not have the capacity to sustain the inheritance that God is running through your lineage. That's why I say God is interested in godly seeds. There is something on your life that must rest on your son. And maybe it's not even because of you and your son. God wants that dimension to manifest 50 years later. But that thing must be on earth for 50 years. So God will make choices for you until 50 years time come and that thing is fresh and potent. So you are actually God's medium of transferring that spiritual possibility. That's why he wanted you to marry. Because it shouldn't die in your DNA. It should be communicated. It's superior to what you feel. Your momentary feeling. Meanwhile, it's great insecurity to marry because of your feeling. Because when the woman becomes pregnant and loses her shape, you will find somebody else that has that shape. And you go after shape, you are not a faithful man. You don't know covenant. Teach people jump. They pick things from the West. And 7 out of every 10 marriages in the West fails. And the lady comes and she's struggling to have her own identity. She's struggling to have her own job. Because she wants to make a statement to the husband that she's independent. Who told you independence is part of the equation? Where did you learn it from? The glory of a woman is in the honor the husband gives to her. Not in how much she can do. That's why if a woman begins to show herself, people literally resist her. It was not part of the design. That's why I said they should learn in subjection. And the woman thinks she is disadvantaged submitting. She doesn't know it is harder to keep watch over her. The Lord said, if a man does not provide for his household, and provision is not food, is everything the woman needs. And what the woman needs is security. Spiritual security, emotional security, physical security, everything that makes her a woman so that her full potential come alive is what she needs. And it's the duty of the man to provide it. And God said if the man can't provide it, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. That means the faith of the man is not predicated on reading the Bible. It's predicated on how effective he takes care of his wife. He said, if you don't treat her with honor as the weaker vessel, your prayers will not be heard. So if a man gets married, the quality of his relationship with God is dependent on the quality of his relationship with his wife. The man naturally becomes vulnerable when he marries. The one who designed the system is wise. We use human intelligence to unravel and to decipher systems that were born in the spirit. They are joking. You will crash